It's not people. I think it. I think it
because here's the thing: if you have a vice president who is a more dynamic and frankly a more likable person than your president, you're not voting for Bernie Sanders. You're voting for Hillary Clinton. Yeah. So if your whole draw is Bernie Sanders, well, you're not really voting for him. That doesn't really he would have outshined her.
I don't think so. No, I think
needed Tim Kaine. That was
no. I think with her bringing in Bernie, and this is my opinion. If she would have brought in Bernie Sanders as her vice president, people would have looked at such a random left side thing to do, and they would have been like, "Wow, she fucking picked Bernie Sanders. No. Holy shit!" I 100%. Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask this. No, wrong. I have the best words. Wrong.
But you're wrong.
Listen. If her popularity, you're telling me would have not went up a few points by the general.
But here's the thing: you're not running on the credentials of your vice president. If you that's why Trump didn't pick fucking Oprah as his vice president. Would his numbers have gone up higher than Mike Pence? Yeah. People yeah. Oprah, what the fuck? But you can't have a vice president who is more dynamic than your president. If you do that, it's gonna sink your whole ship.
To be honest about it, hasn't been, but I mean, in history, we've had vice presidents who were more popular than the actual president. I'm trying to think of an example.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for the example.
Well, I'm trying to think of an example here. Fuck up. Wait, hold the fuck up. Let me see here. Shit.
Even look at the vice presidential candidates. Bob Dole.
No, who was that one dude? Wait, wasn't Nixon under Kennedy?
Nixon was a Republican.
Kennedy what I'm saying. No, not Nixon. No. Somebody
Lyndon Johnson was under Kennedy, but again, he was a lower energy.
No. Somebody was under as a vice president, and it was like, fuck. Let's skip this anyway.
So in the exactly. So
listen,
wrong.
Listen. Right. When you're wrong, you're right.
Because if you have a vice president who's more popular than the president, that's going to cause problems. It's going to cause problems. Everything is going to be, well, did she clear this with Bernie? It would have taken the energy out of her campaign. It would have put it into a Bernie campaign. And then they would have been like, well, why wouldn't Bernie just run? It becomes too much of a problem. I guarantee you it would never happen in the history or in the future of politics. Nobody will win if their vice president is more dynamic than their president.
You know what? I'm sure there's examples out there.
You just can't think of any.
I just can't think of any.
Okay.
Listen, I'm a history buff. But goddamn,
your best words can't come up with a popular vice president.
Look, best words don't need words.
Mm-hmm. So wrong.
So moving forward with the whole Republican parties, they really need to sit down and ask themselves, okay, what can we do to make ourselves relevant? Like, in a sense, I want to say because they are relevant, but how to make themselves more relevant in the Black community, in the Spanish community, in the communities, by saying, hey, let's actually come up with programs that will, actually make sense, that will actually help everyone, in a way, even if it's like a small, dent, at least it's something, at least it's, but if you sit there and you say, basically, whether they want to admit this or not, they're ideal people that they would want if you're like a high class. I'm not talking about some fucking trailer guy named fucking,
okay.
John, Rick, and fucking,
But go ahead. What's your point? What are you trying to say here?
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, like, their ideal candidate would be an affluent, white, Christian male. Like, that's what people would think when they think of a high elitist Republican. Like, they would, when I'm talking about, like, the daughter of a senator, the son of a congressman who's Republican. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm
talking about like a legacy kind of thing.
Legacy, but also like president, like, because someone can turn into a senator and be a Republican within like 20-30 years, give or take. It doesn't have to be like next generation thing. But what I'm basically trying to say is they need to really put aside the ignorance. Like, for example, global warming, yes, it exists.
Yeah.
Science, like, yes, it's there to use. And what kills me is, like, they graduate from Harvard and then come to these cameras and say these ignorant fucking things. Like, well, if you got raped, abortion, you should still raise the kid. Oh, yeah, tell that to a rape victim who just got brutally fucking abused and fucking and is pregnant. Oh yeah, you should still have the kid because the kid deserves a chance. Oh yeah, so every day I could just see his face as he's growing up.
Yeah,
it looks
reminded that this dude did this. Yeah,
yeah, that's great. That's what I need in my life, just to have fucking give birth to the spawn of the devil, literally. Like, so it's like literally that's what they need to do. They need to, what's a perfect way of saying this? Give and take.
Yeah,
give it a little.
Well, but
take a little.
I do think that's starting to happen. Like, you see a lot of the things that are being proposed. If this was a Democratic president, if Donald Trump ran as a Democrat, these ideas would be beloved by the liberal community. Like, peace with North Korea, like,
oh yeah, of course, yeah.
How, like,
I never would have thought of
realistically,
on our generation. We know for a fact we did not see that coming.
If it was anybody but Donald Trump who negotiated peace between the Koreas, Nobel Peace Prize. If it was anybody but Trump.
Oh yeah, of course, but again,
come on now.
But again, the thing is also, when you set yourself up for failure, it's just kind of like, I mean, when you look at his recordings that people have for the bus and the sexual harassment talk and all that other stuff, it's like, it's a locker room talk. People can have that. It's
I know
debatable.
for a fact that you've said worse things than that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We have a recording right here.
Where's the recording?
Of you in the locker
room.
Wrong. Of you in the
locker
room.
No, but in all seriousness though, like that's what I feel. I feel because he's had like this history of just saying bloviated things and saying basically whatever comes to his mind. Say, fuck, I'm gonna say it.
Well,
it's a two.
That's where we differ. Because
let me just
do think the ridiculous, over the top stuff that he says in public is done for a reason.
No, not in current, like for politics. I'm talking about like 10 years, 15 years before, when there was like no gain for him to whatsoever to gain. I mean, if you look at a car,
he's been planning this for a while, because back in 2000 he ran for president in an independent party.
Well, if we're looking at,
so he's been planning a presidential run for at least 20 years.
Well, presidential person would not be in a car and basically be like, oh well, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you just go up there and you grab him by the pussy and
dude.
I'm just saying.
So what about Bill Clinton?
For what?
He put us like, come on.
I mean, okay, again, facts. Okay, if we look at facts.
Do you think Barack Obama never
Let me just say this.
Do you think Barack Obama never said anything that was foul?
Absolutely not.
He never in his life made a dirty joke, made an off-color comment.
What is the thing that we always harp on for our wonderful secret layer and training guy for all new employees? What do we always say?
We always say, rip the sleeves off your lab coat.
Oh, that is true. That's number one.
That's number one.
Number two, make sure that the sleeves are always fucking cut off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
no, torn off. Ripped off.
Because it can't be scissors. Because then if we see a clean cut, that's just
pussy shit.
That's yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. don't record that and play it on my presidential.
No. Hold on. Let's just say this. Where are the facts for like Obama? And there are. No, let me just say this. There might be cases where yes, some presidents may have affairs, but again, facts are facts. There was recording there's a recording for Trump. And there's not a recording for Obama. Those are facts.
And the facts also are that 100% of human beings have at some point in their lives said something that if it was recorded would totally fuck them over.
Okay, but did Obama have it recorded?
I don't know. Probably not.
Exactly, because then you know what, and the thing is, they would have fucking 100% go after
But what I'm saying is, so you're telling me that because at one point he said, man, I could get any girl I want. I just walk up and grab him by the pussy. You're saying that which, let's be adults. You've heard dudes say similar things before.
I've heard worse.
I've heard
way worse than
much
that.
Worse.
More worse. Even worse that it made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Me being a diabolical number 2 individual for the world domination.
Me having a grand plan for a harem in my fucking volcano lair. Like just be like a perverted, lecherous, and I felt uncomfortable. And I'm telling you that does not take away from the fact that he can be something and be something else.
But can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
Are any of those people that we know running for high official offices?
None of
That's
those people
what it comes down
have
to.
Brought peace to Korea.
Okay, again, and listen, no one is saying that. Like the idea of that is what I'm saying is.
So you think
there was no benefit of saying, and that goes to show also another thing for advice for people. You don't know who's recording you.
Oh yeah.
You do not know who's recording you because I'm sure at that time he just said, "Oh, we're just fucking spit talking. We're not gonna fuck.
We're just chatting.
No, we're just chatting and just having
Oh
some."
yeah, he's talking about what it's like to be me, to be
be
multi-millionaire.
Yeah, I have money and I could just fucking go up.
That's also his brand. Like he's like a wealthy playboy. That's what he is.
Well, I mean, there's wealthy playboy, and then there's uncomfortable.
And
That's like creep level. I'm gonna whisper in your ear, and then I'm gonna grab you by the crotch. Like that's like creep level 100. Like,
yes, yes, absolutely.
That's like okay. If you're a multi-millionaire and you swab and you come in and you're like, "Hey, baby, how's it going today? Oh my God, you look so beautiful today." You'd be like, "Oh my God, and he's rich, he's tall, dark, and handsome." And then you see fucking Trump with the hair on the side, and you're like, "Hey, can I grab you by the crotch?" And they're like, "Oh, get the fuck away from me."
But let's talk realistic now.
Okay.
Again, we're adults.
Okay.
Do you think that Donald Trump has ever gone up and sexually assaulted a woman by grabbing her vagina without consent?
I don't like to answer those questions because you know what? 5 years from now, I might say no to this answer. That's what I said for Bill Cosby. I will not be put in this position.
Fair enough. Because I know this was before
Dr.
the
fucking Huskable.
Before the
fucking broke my heart,
Bill
man.
Cosby even came out. I
will not defend another celebrity.
20 years ago, you were like, man, you know what? The world is shit, but I can rest assured that Bill Cosby never touched anybody inappropriately.
Fucking,
what is it?
Fucking four rapes a day.
Well,
on average,
an average of about 3 rapes a day for a month. Or no, it was 1 rape every day for 3 months.
That's fucking horrible. After Dr. Huxtable, I can never defend or even like say a statement for anyone.
No, that's a crazy amount of rapes.
Shit, man, he might be banking some training in fucking Indonesia as we speak right now. So I will not fucking comment for Trump.
Okay, fair enough. But I think realistically, to expect that this guy has gone up and sexually assaulted women is kind of a ludicrous assumption because, like we've both said, we have heard and probably even said some things that were if taken out of context would make us look like horrible assholes.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I've never sexually assaulted a person. I'm sure you're in the same boat.
Mm.
You can say things and not act on them. Does that make it okay? No. But all of this to say, if you're somebody who has done something like bringing peace to Korea, I don't think people understand how huge it is because of how quickly and easily it was pulled off.
Well, again, right? Talks have been made. They haven't officially unified. They
might not. But here's the thing: the fact that we are in the situation where it's a possibility is so fucking huge that I think it's deserving of a Peace Prize.
No, of course, yeah. And you know what? And for me, like, I mean, and for us, like, we're not huge like Trump, like fucking, But at the end of the day, credit where credit is due. Yeah, if this
gotta show some respect.
If this was any other president, Republican or Democrat, they would have definitely had a Nobel Prize. I absolutely agree with that. But again, it goes back to they would have
resurrected fucking Gandhi to bow at his feet.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If it was Obama, oh my god.
Oh yeah. But my thing is this again: when you look at all the presidents with like clean work, people make fun of George Bush being like autistic and possibly like slightly handicapped.
No, I make fun of him because he's a warmonger.
Okay, but the thing is, for Bush, he still was, he still didn't have a history of just bloviated things that he just fucking said. You see what I'm saying?
So his history was like smoking weed and getting kicked out of the Air Force.
Yeah, which is like okay,
and coasting on Daddy's reputation.
And then Daddy puts me in
Harvard.
Harvard.
The election from Jeb Bush.
But what I'm looking at also too is for what's his face for Trump, again the Stormy Daniels situation. Now again, if a regular person had millions of dollars as a millionaire, right? You're like, I could fucking bang a porn star tomorrow. Why not? Any fucking like put aside a millionaire. Any regular average person, if they had an opportunity, would probably bang a porn star as well.
And realistically, a lot of them have that opportunity. If you've got $1,000 laying around and you go to like pornstarescorts.org or whatever the fuck,
yeah,
or you, I mean, there are Stormy Daniels is doing a tour. Currently, she's on tour, and like she's going to strip clubs and doing shows, and I guarantee you, She is fucking people for money after those shows.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. But again, also going back to the fact, are those millionaires running for president? When somebody is running for a candidate and being an official, they're going to be put under scrutiny a lot heavier than everyone else. Yes. It just comes with the territory, and that's what it comes down to. But my thing
is this: people voted for him.
Of course,
he made it,
and people don't.
So this didn't matter. He made it.
Yeah.
So now, that's all been dealt with. We know what he is. We know who he is. Now he's done this thing that is so overwhelmingly positive for world peace that it blows my mind to think that it wouldn't go recognized.
And now for me personally, absolutely, that's a huge step and accomplishment. Going over there, talking to and it went from missiles, we're gonna send one missile to each other, America and North Korea, to hey, who would have thought a month and a half later, 2 months later, they're in the same room, talking, shaking hands. He's shaking the general's hands. But again, right? It's a double-edged sword. The marketing that he used, right, helped him 100% catapult him to office. Yeah. But it's a double-edged sword because some of those things that helped him, right, him saying, I don't care, I don't have a comment, also created like a little bit of a stain for him.
Oh, well,
that every single time, and let me just say this, every single time, I'm telling you this right now, Trump can go next week, fund, personally out of his own money, millions of dollars for research of finding the cure for AIDS. Find the cure for AIDS, right? Himself, be part of that project. Actually be a scientist. I'm going to put on a fucking lab coat, find the cure for AIDS.
Whoa. Would his lab coat have sleeves?
No, it would not have sleeves.
Okay,
and if he has sleeves, then I don't even know what to fucking say. This is why I don't put my trust in any type of president or celebrity or anyone.
Because
they don't fucking come through. Yeah. But anyway, he could literally do that. Find the cure himself. Be a part of that team. And people will still give him shit.
Of course.
They will still give him shit.
And along with that, I think anybody who's going to be successful in politics in the future is going to have to accept that. That there is going to be 40 to 50% of the country hates your guts.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that because you can still accomplish things like this. But I'm saying the accomplishment needs to be recognized. Regardless of what else you think about him or what he's done or what he's said or what has occurred in the past, if your kid is stealing money for their heroin addiction, and then one day, like, fixes your plumbing. Yeah, this is a stupid analogy, but it's like so your kid's a shitty kid. You're ready to kick him out. He does something nice for you. You're still gonna say thank you. I mean, I don't care what he is. You are still gonna thank them for doing it.
Oh, no, of course, yeah.
And again, that's a terrible, terrible analogy. But
unless he's taking the pipes, and selling them for scrap pieces there.
Yeah, of course. But that's
like, oh, why isn't the toilet working?
Oh, where'd my copper pipes go? Why's my basement flooded? Junior? Oh, he overdosed. Oh, this got dark. Anyway, fuck Republicans.
Yeah, and I guess to sum up for everything, I think, and this is just my opinion, we need to come up with a better political system where money is not involved.
Well, your opinion is wrong.
Oh, really?
Wrong.
Because I thought my opinion was the best.
I have the best opinions. No,
you have the best opinion?
I have the best opinions.
I have the best opinion.
No. My opinion is... But you know what? That would be an interesting thing, is how would Donald Trump run against Donald Dump, who is the liberal answer? So you have two people who have this absurd... I don't want to say charisma, because I don't think it's charisma, but this absurd marketing ability, playing off of each other. I think that would be the best election ever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in terms of ratings?
Challenge in 2020 to the Democrats.
Oh, in terms...
Find somebody who can match.
Oh, yeah.
Because Obama was good at it. But, like, Trump is next level shit. Bill Clinton is next level shit.
I think you have to agree, yeah. With that, like, if they... And it goes back to what we're going to say in terms... And this is going to be our wrap-up here, but... And for people trying... They need one more thing that's more ridiculous, right? That just takes things to another level.
Yeah, we're the ADD generation now. Yeah, everything's... well, that crazy news story was last week.
Because if somebody sits here and tells me, I believed in Donald Trump from the beginning. No, you didn't. Okay? His own fucking Republican Party, right? Just say, fuck it, we give up. We know it. Everyone
he was polling at like 0.07%. So there was like 4 or 5 people from the beginning who were like, let's ride this fucking train to the top.
But when you look at this, no one like.
And I was one of them. No, I would have my house paid off. I would have made a bet. Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, the people, the fucking bets. With Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson, that payout would have been nothing, dude, compared to that. Nobody would have thought in a million years he would have been in office. But again, with the people voting, you cannot tell me you voted for Trump based on resume. Because if we look at resume
absolutely not.
For Hillary and Trump, there's no comparison.
There's not even.
So anyone that tells me, no, go ahead.
Hey, we're hiring for a Fortune 500 company. We have this Harvard graduate who did a 5-year internship and has well respected within the community. And we have
and that internship's Goldman Sachs.
And we have, on the other hand, Ted, who came from McDonald's. Oh,
Ted from McDonald's.
But Ted comes in and he's like, yo, the other guy fucking sucks.
I'm the guy. Like, you want me?
I know what's up. Like, I worked at McDonald's because I'm smarter than him. Like, really? Like, yeah. And then like I'm interested. Tell me more.
So it's like literally anyone that comes up and says, well, you can't tell me that Trump doesn't have. I'm like, please stop it. I don't want to hear this argument. Just be honest. Say you voted for his charisma, his personality,
his marketing.
His marketing.
I don't think he has charisma. He is just so.
I wouldn't even say charisma either, but
it's marketing.
Whatever his dickish behavior and nature. That's what you like. That's what attracted you. But you cannot sit here and tell me his resume, right, is even close to fucking Hillary. So that's the wrap up. Democrats suck. Hillary or Republicans suck. Trump's a fucking. He's a fucking retard. Sorry if that offends anyone. You can fucking comment, and I don't care. So, what's your wrap up? Pizzagate's real.
Pizzagate, man. Shit, we got.
Fuck everyone. That's our message at the end of all this.